Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Welcome back to the channel. For the first review of the brand new year 2025, we're going to look at the X-Men Wolverine CT Toys figure. This is the copy of the Mafex Wolverine, same number, 96. The box is pretty small, just like the brown suit if you have that. And on the side, you see a couple pictures and a pose of the actual, this is the Mafex figures, not the CT Toys. Then on the back, a couple more poses that he comes in. So the box is tiny. I actually wish Mafex had these size boxes, but regardless of that fact, he is in the box a little weird, but let's get him out and see everything that he comes with. Okay, so here's CT Toys Wolverine out of the packaging. And I tried to straighten up a little bit. The arm popped off. His torso is a little, wonky. I tried to fix it, but then I just said, whatever, I'll just, try to fix it during articulation. Honestly, I only bought this guy because I wanted the alternate head sculpts for the brown suit that I really liked, because I already have the original Mafex Wolverine of this guy. But yeah, overall, I mean, I think he looks pretty nice. The paint is clean. If you can see, he does have some like darker yellow shading or orangish shading in the yellow. The boots are sculpted nicely. He's got that nice metallic paint. And then the black is pretty clean, which I'm, pretty surprised at, but CT Toys is pretty good at keeping things relatively clean. And then, of course, the metallic blue for his gloves and hands. And then the silver is painted nicely for where the claws come out. They printed on the arm hair really nice. I don't know if these ones have, or any of them really have that harsh kind of tannish, orangish shading like the brown suit, but mine is perfect. And you can you could see the pins from the front, but from the side, not too bad. This one's a little bit more hidden than this one. I noticed that for some reason this bicep is kind of shifting all over the place, so I don't know if that's just like this arm problem. And then if you could see up here, I can't even move this bicep piece, like it's kind of stuck. Let's see, let me see if I can pull it out. And you saw how easy that arm just came off. But yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with that in order to get it to work, so we might just skip this arm trying to be articulated for now. I'll have to put some shock oil or something in there. Then the head sculpt came out really nicely as well. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. He doesn't have the stubble, and I have to pull out the other one to see if, or the original one to see if he had any kind of like 5 o'clock shadow on his face, but this one doesn't. The bummer is that there's a couple of like scratch marks on the black. I'll have to fill that in. The top of the head has a little bit of shading, and then this side is good. And the eyes are painted really nicely. They're not outside the lines or anything. Looks really good. Yeah, so to get into this figure's articulation, he has all the basic articulation points you would want from a Mafex figure. And then a couple added by CT Toys. So his head can look up about this much, and that's utilizing that bent neck peg double ball joint for the neck. Then he can look down about that much. You can tilt side to side. And of course the 360 on the head if you want to. For the arms, they go up about that high. Do it with this one, but this one doesn't go up as high because of that arm joint problem I was talking to you guys about earlier. It does have a bicep swivel. It is kind of squeaky. And then the shoulder pad is connected on a little ball joint back here, so that gets out of the way. He has double jointed elbows. Mine are a little tight, but they do move, and you just hear a little bit of a squeak. Then he does have a nice butterfly joint. Then for the torso, you can go back about this much. Crunch forward a great amount. Like, it's really good. And even the back. It's a little gappy, but not really. Oh, there goes his arm again. Okay. Then the belt. The problem with having like soft plastic is that things just get stuck underneath the joints at times. Let's see if I can pry this out. There we go. That's a little bit better at least. His belt is a floating piece. It's not glued down on the front or anything like that. And then for the legs, they go out about that much. It does have double jointed knees, which this is kind of ugly, but what can you do? He does have a drop down and a thigh swivel. Mine's kind of hard to use on this leg. Let me see if I can kind of use it on this leg, but it's nothing crazy. Then he does get a boot swivel, and then his ankles can go down that much, up that much, and then he does have a nice ankle rocker. So yeah, his articulation is great. I mean, I just wish my copy wasn't, you know, falling, his arm wasn't falling off all the time. But that's fine. I wasn't planning on using this one to replace my main Mafex Wolverine anyway. Just wanted the heads. And speaking of heads, let's get into his accessories. One other thing to note about his articulation, he can go over to the side about this much, and then to the other side about that much. So he's got a lot of good range all the way around. So you can get him to in about any pose you want. So for his accessories, he comes with 2 splayed out hands. These are really nicely painted, sculpted. You can kind of see like the silver sculpting where the claws come out. And that's nicely painted. 2 of those, and then he comes with the long claw hands with the claws that nobody likes. Just like long stabby. They kind of look like long swords, to be honest. I don't really like how these are put together on here. Like, why does that look like that? Again, when we get to the comparisons, I'll see if the actual figure's claws look like that too. I don't think so, but we'll double check. And then he has the cowl that sits on the back of his head when you don't have the mask on. This is really nicely sculpted and painted. No complaints. And then we have his unmasked head, which I never pose the figures with unmasked heads anyway, but this looks really good. Like, this is pretty clean. Can't complain. He doesn't have the 5 o'clock shadow or anything on there, but this is cool if you want like a nice clean shaven Logan. There's nice blue highlights in the hair as well. And then the alternate teeth gritted angry face, which is really nice. This is cleanly painted on mine, sculpted. There is a little bit of the black that's missing right here between his eyes, so I'll have to paint that in. And just for comparison with the brown suit, both these heads are the same colors. You could have both. The only thing that's different is like his skin tone's a little bit more tan, but compared to his arm, I think you could probably just get away with it. It's fine. But yeah, he doesn't come with a ton, and then besides that, they always give us a stand, just like a basic Mafex stand. So if you need more stands, buy CT Toys figures. You'll always get one in the box. Alright, now that the accessories are done, let's move into some size comparisons and see how he looks against the OG Wolverine from Mafex and then the other CT Toys brown suit. Oh, and one more thing to note. I was wondering if he had any 5 o'clock shadow or if he really was this baby-faced, and yes, they're both clean shaven, which is interesting. And even on the regular head, the unmasked Logan head, this is from the official, he is also clean shaven. No 5 o'clock shadow, nothing. So maybe I just imagined that he had that. But yeah, interesting. Alright, for size comparisons, here he is compared to the reissued Mafex Wolverine with the yellow and blue stripes. And then this is the CT Toys brown suit Wolverine. These two, they all seem like they're standing at the same height, except, and I don't know if it's, I don't even know if there's something like he's not standing up straight all the way like this guy, the Mafex here, or something, but he in the middle definitely seems taller than the OG, and for some reason even the brown suit, as you can see here, their shoulders don't line up. At first I thought they were the same height, and then just looking through the camera I was like, oh, I guess they are kind of different. I don't know why he's taller. There's nothing in here that kind of shows that he should be. I don't know if that was intentional or if people wanted the Mafex Wolverine to be taller. I don't know if they're going to reissue the brown suit as being taller. But yeah, he just seems like he's a visibly taller figure than these two. Again, just looking at him closer for comparison's sake, the original seems a bit more bulky, as well as the paint on the actual plastic, or if this even is paint, or if it's just like a nicer quality molded plastic. It just looks nicer, like more quality. They did get the arm hair pretty much the same. This is a little denser on the official. Then of course the heads are painted way nicer on the official. Like he has a more saturated skin tone. This one is a bit more pale. And of course you can see like the paint blemishes. Let me zoom in real quick. Kind of see the paint blemishes on that one, whereas the original doesn't really have it. He has like one little one up there, but oh, and that's just a piece of, I guess, lint or whatever, so he doesn't even have that. Yeah, comparing the two side by side, a lot of the same, but you know, very different. I also like that they put that orange shading on the top of his head. I kind of wish the original had that, and they doesn't have a visible seam line up top. This one doesn't have that visible seam line, although you know it's there, you can feel it, and you kind of see it when the light hits it right, but that shading really helps to hide it. But yeah, besides that, the belts are pretty much the same. His belt is looks like a little bit bigger or bolder on the X than the CT Toys. The boots, pretty much the same. Again, you're not going to see any pins on the official. And then the gloved hands. You see more of a sculpt on the official than the bootleg. Then on the back, again, no shading on the official, but there's shading on the bootleg. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty close to each other. If you can get a hold of the official reissue, just get a hold of that one. So you don't have to worry about any, you know, problems with the arms like I did. Or maybe you just get lucky and yours doesn't have any issues. What I wanted to go over and see is if the claws had that weird, like, pop-up where they kind of sit into the hand. And it looks like they do, but they're sunken into a lot nicer, even though you do see that seam at the bottom. Let me bring up the other claws. They're also packaged differently, so these are on like a little connector, and then the CT Toys are just separate pieces. Separate hands in the box, basically. Yeah, so this is the CT Toys, and then this is the official. So yeah, you can see how it's popped out, and the paint is different, so it really sticks out. Whereas here, it's all kind of together. But most people don't like these claws anyway, so you could probably mod it and use the brown suit claws. But yeah. So that's the comparison between these three. Which one is your favorite? I mean, honestly, I love the brown suit just because I like the look of the brown suit. So if I had the official brown suit, I'd probably like that a lot more than any other figure that they, you know, come out with. But I think the bootleg is a nice stand-in for these three, or either one of them you want. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let's take a look at some other comparisons. And then here he is standing next to the CT Toys Miles Morales. This has a custom head sculpt, and then this is the Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Has the animated series, the new animated series Spider-Man without the cell shading. Again, he's taller than Miles Morales, which I think should probably be accurate. I honestly don't know how tall Miles is. If you know in the comments if this is an accurate height comparison for them, let me know. And if it's not, also let me know. But I think they look good together, even with the Marvel Legends Spider-Man. I think this looks pretty interesting. I mean, if you're playing like an adult, you know, fully grown Spider-Man, and maybe Wolverine is still, you know, super tiny. Honestly, I don't know their height comparison either in the comics, but they look, from first glance, it looks like to be pretty accurate. Either way, I think it looks good. And since the Mafex is taller than this Miles Morales and probably taller than this guy, they'll probably look good together as well. Plus, he's a slimmer build than the official. So I think they'll work out together pretty well on your shelf. And then here he is standing next to an SH Figure Arts Full Power Goku, and then a Jada Toys DJ from Street Fighter 2. Again, I think they look really nice next to each other. He's taller than Goku, but SH Figure Arts tend to run small anyway. He is smaller than the Jada Toys DJ, which I think is accurate, so you could do like some Marvel vs. Capcom stuff with him. But yeah, I think it looks really good. And even though he fell over, I think that they look nice together on the shelf. They'll probably look nice in any display. But yeah, let me know how you guys think about this comparison too. And for one final comparison, here he is standing next to a NECA turtle. It's the Leonardo from the movie line. And then a Cammy figure from Jada Toys. I wanted to stand him next to a female figure just to see how they'd scale. I think they scale really nicely. And he's actually pretty tall compared to Leonardo. Most figures next to Leonardo are pretty small. So yeah, I think these look good. Again, Marvel vs. Capcom display. I think they'd look really nice fighting each other. So if you guys do have both these guys, let me know down in the comments if you like posing them together, or if you have any cool shots with them. So for final thoughts, I'm pretty glad that CT Toys decided to make the blue suit as well, or the tiger stripe suit. Honestly, CT Toys as a company, I'm glad that they're just taking it upon themselves to reissue things that Mafex doesn't want to reissue, and you know, or put in mass quantity when they reissue it at a decent price point, or actually a really good price point, and then decent, you know, quality when you receive it. I think the Tiger Stripe Wolverine is good, but I don't think it's as good as the brown suit. Honestly, I would choose the brown suit over the CT Toys Tiger Stripe, just because of the QC issues that I had with mine. So if he came out of the box perfect, I probably would be saying something else. And if I didn't have the original, or not really original, but the reissue of the Mafex brown or Tiger Stripe Wolverine, I would probably just have this guy and keep him in my collection as like my definitive Wolverine. I think it'd be cool if CT Toys could take this mold and maybe give us a like an X-Men 97, like reuse some of those mask molds and like the unmasked head, and kind of do something cool with that, because they have shown that they can make their own stuff, or at least some changes to whatever they want to reissue or re-release. So yeah. Again, if you want it, I think it's worth tracking down. Again, I got mine from AliExpress. That's where I get all my CT Toys stuff from. If you want to know where to pick one up, I can put the link down in the description where I got mine at. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about this guy, and if you plan on picking him up, or if you already have him, and if you've experienced any of the QC issues that I have with mine. Other than that, stay safe, have a great rest of your new year. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.